Greetings, River Lady here, and I am updating my original video about not pruning your flowering trees and shrubs in the autumn. And I'm going to start by talking about rhododendrons. Rhododendrons are not considered deciduous bushes. They are actually evergreens. They don't shed their leaves at the end of the growing season. You will see periodically leaves turning yellow. Let's get in here and show you this one. But that's just because those leaves are old. They're no longer photosynthesizing. So the chlorophyll is gone in the leaf, and what you get to see are the pigments that are remaining, and in this case, an orange pigment, chlorophyll being green. These leaves can just be pulled right off the plant. I don't recommend composting them because you don't know if they'll have any type of mold on them. So it's best to just dispose of them in your trash, or if you have a fire pit, you can let them dry and then burn them. But we just want to discard these. You can let them fall naturally, but you do want to rake at the base of your rhododendron periodically to get up all the old leaves. All right, so let's talk about the plant and why we don't want to prune it during the autumn season. What I'm showing you here is the bud that this rhododendron plant has set. It set it this past summer, and this bud will open next spring. Rhododendrons bloom on old wood, and that's wood that was produced in a previous year. Here we have a seed head from an old blossom, and this is what causes the problems. Some gardeners like to get in and start snipping these off, which is a great thing, but it should have been done when the plant finished blooming. If you snip this off now and you snip it off incorrectly, you'll also take this bud, which will reduce the number of blossoms you'll have next spring. So all you can do is either leave the old blossom or get in there with your fingernail and just snap it off. And you have to be careful so you don't take the new bud. And there we go. I have the old blossom. It's a good idea to deadhead rhododendrons when they're finished blooming, because as you can see here, it was starting to produce seeds, and this is a waste of energy for the plant. We want to get rid of these because we want to encourage the plant to set buds. So by getting rid of the spent blossoms before they go to seed, right after the plant blooms, we're able to encourage the plant to produce more flowers. So you just get in and snip it with your thumbnail or with a micro pruner, one with a very tiny tip. I like to use my fingernails, that way I know I'm not risking nicking anything in the plant. And it's just actually very calming to do this. That's all you have to do. Again, I wouldn't compost these spent seed heads. I would place them in the trash or let them dry and burn them. So that's why you don't want to prune your rhododendron bush in the autumn. You'll risk removing all the buds that are going to bloom next year. And my dog is rolling around underneath this bush. This is not my rhododendron bush. It belongs to a neighbor of mine. So I thank you, James, for letting me post about your rhododendron bush. All right, so that's it for rhododendrons. Don't prune them in the autumn. Prune them after they've finished blooming. If you must prune them in the autumn, be very careful that you're not removing the new buds that will bloom next year. As I mentioned, rhododendrons bloom on old wood. If you want to get in and remove what look like damaged stems, be careful. Here we have a bud. So we wouldn't want to cut this off, even though it looks like it might not be the healthiest. Let's see if we can still get a flower out of this. Other pieces of the plant can be removed. So my neighbor could cut this branch off without harming the plant or reducing any blossoms. Okay, so that's it for rhododendrons. It's really easy. Just be careful where you're pruning. If you can, wait until the spring, let it bloom again, In my next video, I'll talk about lilac bushes. Until then, thank you for watching. Please post any questions or comments you have, and have a blessed day and happy gardening.